You know what? I am just so blessed at my age to have made some decisions along the way to get in shape. I remember, um, well, I used to smoke 2, 3 packs of cigarettes a day. True, when I was in my 20s, until I was about 30. I quit when I was 30. One moment, I quit. I declared it. I quit. I'm done. Boom. That was it. And so the theme of this session really is about it's not going to change for me. It's about language. It's about communication. Ultimately, that's all we have. And I want to show you today. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've learned. One is that the key is having the right conversation, because it's all a conversation. Life is a conversation, right? And the secrets to real power in that in designing conversations are in the workbook we have for tires and automotive, right? I'm going to show you right now. By the way, this is the view from about. Can you see the Freedom Tower in the background? This is from Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, where I swim in their pool a lot. And I took this photo at sunrise. But this is where I train, right along the river here a lot. You know, it's a lot of fun. Let me get rid of this photograph. Oh, this is from this image is from the World Triathlon Championships this past September in Cozumel, Mexico. This is the transition area. My bike is over here someplace. It was like the desert. It was 100 degrees and 90% humidity. I'm crazy. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. But you know, if you look in the workbook, I don't care if you want to produce a goal in the business, right, or in fitness. It all comes down to what we have contained here in the workbook. This is a wonderful workbook we created, and I'll show you. We go back to the script. So here's the story. This is the dialogue that you have in the store about selling tires, right? Well, if you want to get in really, 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 really good shape, you have to have a dialogue. You have to have a dialogue about what the future is going to look like. In this case, it's the future as it relates to tires and automotive and how you're going to take care of that customer. In fitness and health, it's the future as it relates to how you're going to take care of yourself and how you're going to work out and who you're going to work out with and what your commitment is for the future. But it's be clear, it's always about designing a story, a narrative about the future. Okay, and the key move, like I said, I discovered this over the last 20 years. The key move is right here. I can help you with that. Or in the domain of fitness, is I can do that. You know, I got started in triathlon 11 years ago, and because I always said, because I always was a pretty good swimmer, I knew I could bike, and I was a decent runner. You know, and I always said whenever I was watching triathlon on TV, I had this conversation in my head: I can do that. The declaration: I can do that. I know I can do that. I thought about it. I thought about it and thought about it for many, many, many years. And then one day, I said, if my buddy Charlie can do it, a friend of mine did a local triathlon. If he can do it, I can do it. So I did it. I signed up for it and I did it. You know, and then it started this whole journey for me. I'm going to share a little bit about that with you. But it's, believe me, it's all tied to language. It's all tied to I can do it, right? And it's all tied to action. So you have to have a conversation with coaches, with people, you know, and with yourself, where you declare what you're going to do, okay? And then you have to have a conversation for action, and you got to put it on the calendar. No different, absolutely no different than, you know, than the work we're doing with tires and automotive, okay? The mistake that most people make, I find, in the domain of fitness, is that, especially guys, and we think back, especially as you get a little older, you're in your late 30s, you're in your 40s, whatever, and you think back to how it used to be when you were in high school or college, and so when you start to do your workouts and everything, you just kill yourself, and then you lose interest. You know, I'm going to show you a secret that I learned. Actually, my first triathlon coach taught me, and it changed my life. It's the most powerful training system and I'm going to show you what it is. It's simple, and I guarantee, I told you, I guarantee results for you guys if you follow this plan. And I have it written out on the board here. I'm going to show you what it means in a minute. But I want to show you a couple of other images. So here I was starting out as a brand new triathlete, you know, and after my first year, I declared to my coach, right? Mike, his name is Mike. I said, Mike, I'm going to make Team USA. And I heard the words come out of my mouth, and it was like, well, what did I just do? You know, and Mike goes immediately, okay, yeah, we can do it. We can do that. Not a problem. Okay, and I was like, okay, well, it took me 3 years, but I ultimately did it. Okay, but here's the thing about declaring, especially in the domain of fitness, depending on what your goals are. You might want to lose weight, you might want to quit smoking, you might want to do whatever it is for yourself, you know, but you can't be afraid to say it. You have to say it. You have to say it to yourself, and you have to say it to other people, you know, your family, your friends, whatever. You know, and you can't be afraid of saying it. And the thing to realize is that the moment you say it, the exact opposite is also born. It's like this. Here's the, I'm going to make Team USA, and here's every reason in the world why you're not. It's the exact opposite is born. Boom, I'm going to make Team USA. No, you're not. You don't have the time. You don't have the money. You're too old. You're too slow. You don't have the experience. All that stuff. Okay? It's all there. So the thing to remember is when you declare what you're going to do, the exact opposite is always born. So anyway, after, I guess it was about 4 years, this is a photo of me and my daughter and my friend Stacy Creamer, who's, this is in Beijing, right after the World Championships in triathlon in 2011. I think Stacy came in 10th and I came in 6th place in the world. And if you told, if 12 years ago, if you had told me that, Dan, and when I started, you know, a bunch of years earlier, that you were going to, you know, come in 6th place in the world and be the first American across the finish line, I would have said, you're crazy. So the other thing you have to allow for is that you can exceed your wildest expectations. And you will if you follow my plan. You will go beyond anything you thought is possible. All right? Let me show you another one. This image is from this past September, the day before the World Championships in Cozumel, Mexico, and where I finished in, it was, like I said, horrible, 100 degrees out, and it was about 90% humidity, and I finished in 9th place. I would have done better, and I was hoping for, you know, like a 3rd, 4th, 5th place finish, but I had a leg cramp. And I'll show you, this is another thing. This is an award I created. I got, because I've been running for 30 years, I learned quite a bit about this guy, Steve Prefontaine, who was the greatest American runner, one of the greatest we ever produced. And he died at the age of 24, but I know his sister, and she designed this medallion. And so I'm awarding it. I award it every year to our track club. And one of my friends is going to win this award this year, the Steve Prefontaine Award. And so anyway, let me go to, so here's the thing. The first thing you got to do is declare, right, in language. You got to have a story in your head. You got to work on the story. I'm going to give you an example of how to do that. But the first thing that you want to do is say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to start working out, et cetera, okay? Then you have to have a realistic plan, especially for the guys, you know. And again, I'm probably saying for the women, if you were an athlete in high school or college or whatever, you don't jump back into it. I'm going to show you. This is the secret, the secret sauce, if you will, that Mike, my coach, taught me. Okay, so if you can see right behind me, let me get out of the way here, and I'll zoom in a little bit on the. Okay, so if you could see on the screen, you can make the video a little bit bigger by pulling on the bottom right-hand corner. You can make the video bigger. Now here's the secret, guys. So you declare to yourself, what you're going to do. Now let's just say I'm using an example of jogging. It could be walking, it could be riding a bike, something like that. Okay. Now, so you're going to ramp this up slowly. There's nothing wrong with it hurting or hurting your muscles or whatever. That's going to happen along the way. But what you don't want to do is burn yourself out. You want to build the muscle. Actually, if you look up above here, I have the words declare it, do it, declare it, do it, declare it, do it. All right? Very important. Now here's the formula. Let's say, like I'm a jogger, so I'm going to use this as an example. You want to get in shape, and you can jog comfortably for 15 minutes, but that's like where you could go comfortably. These represent the months, and this represents, so you jog 15 minutes 5 times a week in month 1. In month 2, you add 2 minutes. That's all. Make it easy. You won't even notice it. If you do 15 minutes every day or every, 5 times a week for month 1 and add 2 minutes to it, micro improvement, you're at 17 minutes. Then you add 2 more. You're at 19 minutes, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, and before you know it, at the end of a year, you're going out 5 times a week, 45 minutes at a pop, 45, depending on your pace, it's a decent amount of miles. And then when you get up into this range, it's very easy to add a chunk. Instead of adding 2 minutes, you could add 5 minutes, easy. If you can run for 50, 55 minutes straight, you could add an extra 10 minutes on it. You're not even going to notice, believe me. So after a year and 4 months, you're up to running 65 minutes. Piece of cake, guys. Piece of cake. Now the same thing, this is where I'm just about to start this. Actually, I started it the other day. This is, I want to get stronger. So I'm going to be doing some calisthenics. I'm going to be doing squats and push-ups. And I forgot to bring, I have a book. One of the things you got to do is write down your stuff, and I brought the wrong book with me, but I can tell it to you. This is going to be the same thing for me. I'm going to be doing push-ups, pull-ups, squats, what else? Some crunches. Did I say pull-ups? Yeah, push-ups, pull-ups. And there's all different types of push-ups, whatever. But the point is that if I start, I can comfortably do 20. Right? So if I do 20 a day for a week, and I just add 1. So the second week, I add 1 more. The second week, I'm doing 21 push-ups. It's going to be easy. Right? If you do the math on that, at the end of a year, I'll be doing 72 push-ups at a time. When I went through this cycle last year, I would go out and do 125 push-ups during a workout. I do what I call a pump and run. But again, I follow Mike's plan. And I just build up. I don't kill myself. I build up slowly over time. Consistency over time is the key. And you do little baby step improvements, whether it be walking, running, calisthenics, whatever it is, cycling, okay, whatever it is, just micro improvements. The consistency, again, it comes back to declare and keeping your word. Right? So I'm going to show you a couple other things. The other thing is really, really, really important. You got to keep track of everything. You got to keep track of everything. So I have this watch by Garmin and Polar and some of these other companies put out these wonderful products. You get a watch, right? And check this out. So this is, all I do is wear this watch, and it produces these fabulous statistics for me. So this is current right now. This is from yesterday. I went to the pool. I swam for almost an hour with my friend, and we push each other. So we swim pretty hard. But you can see consistency, and this is my off season, okay? So to give you an idea. But I'm into this now. This is my lifestyle. If I don't work out, I'm going to lose my mind, you know. So If you look Monday, Sunday, actually this was one run, I just hit the stopwatch. So Sunday I ran for about an hour. Saturday I forget what I did. Oh, it's here, but I forget what it was. It was a multi-sport. I probably went for a bike and a run or something like that. Uh, Thursday was cycling, lap swimming, cycling. I'm just getting back into cycling now. So lap swimming. If I go back in time, and this keeps track of everything for you. This is called Garmin Connect. I love it because I don't have to do anything. Just buy the watch. After I do my exercise, I put the watch near my computer at home and it uploads it automatically, right? Some of my buddies have this app. The minute they work out, their stats go right to their smartphone. I'm not that advanced yet, you know. But if you go back in time, now this is January, and I'm going back a few months. I'll just show you what it looks like. I had trouble with this before. It wasn't loading. I don't know why. Anyway, this Garmin Connect thing is really cool. I don't know why it's not loading. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. So it's really useful, these kind of tools. And I don't know why it's not. Oh, here we go. So if you go back, I'll just show you what it looks like in season for me, okay, doing triathlon at a fairly high level. If you look at, this is back in June, okay, back in June. How are we doing on time? Okay, good. So you're looking at Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So a lot of times, you know, when I do a couple of workouts a day. Saturday, you know, multi-sport, open water swim, boom, and then something going on there. Wednesday, here's Wednesday, 3 things: running, swimming, running. So sometimes I'll run to the pool, which is about 2 miles, and then swim, and then run home. Fabulous, right? Love it. So it's important. You got to keep track of what you're doing. So you want to build power, personal power, in saying what you're going to do and then doing it. So you have to have a way. You have to have a way to keep track. Okay. The other thing I recommend. Now you can follow this program and do walking, jogging, cycling on your own. Okay, but if you really want to get really in shape, follow this approach. Get a system to keep track of everything, and then the other piece is having a coach. So here's what I did. This is my friend Peter Turek, and this was back in the middle of 2015, I think. At least that's what the date says. So Peter would send this to me every week. Okay, or was it every month? I forget. But I'm not using him. I'm not using his process now. But he would outline the goal, the races and events we have coming up, benchmarks, testing we're going to do, swim workouts, okay, the heart rate zones. We do heart rate. I wear a heart rate monitor when I train. I try to keep it in particular zones. You know, this is when you get into it really. The watches also are really great. A lot of them have heart rate monitors on the watch, so you can keep track of your heart rate. Okay, and then they give you the workout. What you do. So this is great. I don't have to think about it. I get up and say, what am I doing today? Okay, I got to do this and this. It's simple, really simple. So yeah, this was he would send this once a month. This is week by week. You know, and then we would be gearing up. See, here's the race, St. Anthony's down in Florida. Actually, yeah, St. Anthony's. It was over in St. Petersburg. Okay, and we, you know, so you have to have a way to keep track, and it's useful to have a coach, right? And it is all tied to the work we're doing for the tire business. You know, it's making the declarations. The most important thing, I think, is having a story, and you have to spend a little bit of time on that. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys a narrative, right? And I do these for everything. I do it for business. I do it for fitness, because I'm very clear. I got very clear over the years that Life is a narrative, a story that you tell yourself about what's going on, about the world. You interpret the world, okay? And you invent the future. You interpret the past, you interpret what's going on in the moment, right? And you get to invent it and create it, you know. So I'm going to read a little narrative I wrote on my way to Cozumel, my notebook. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to give you a flavor of the kind of work that I recommend you do as you're getting started for 2017. You should have a notebook like this. I got them all over the place. I got another one here. I just completed this one. It's a daily, I have a daily diary that I keep track of all when I'm doing it. You know, when I start out the day and I invent and create the day. But going up to a big race like the World Championships, here's what, the more granular you can make your story about what's going to happen, the more likely it's going to happen. Remember, the past is gone, doesn't exist, right? The present is all we have, and we make up the stories. We make up the stories in the present about the future. So here's what I was doing as it relates to Cozumel. I show up on race day early and eager to race. As I read this, listen for the declarations that I'm making, because I'm clear. That's what invents the future. Right? That's all that invents the future. I'm ready to shock the world. It's a nice day for a big race, and I am totally ready. I get to the race venue early. I showed you the picture of it. That's what I'm talking about. And get my transition area set up. It looks good. My experience shows I'm ready. These are all declarations. When I get into the water, I'm focused on only one thing. Declaration. The sound of the start horn. And the instant I hear the horn, I am gone like a flash. And believe me, I had a great swim in Cozumel because I learned in Beijing, get everything go, focus on the one thing. You guys, in fitness, whatever that is for you, but also when that phone rings on the job, boom, that's the game. In real time, the phone, taking care of that customer. In the race, that horn, you can't be thinking about anything else. You're just looking for that horn. Boom, and you're gone. I have rested and worked out a good deal. I am ready and feel great. I swim at a high cadence in the beginning, so I get some separation in clear water. So it's important to describe in details. And this is exactly my race plan. The same thing, you can do this, Cammy, in business, inventing the business. Get a journal, start writing what it looks like, what it feels like, what it smells like, you know, the success, what it feels like to be the weight that you want to be. Actually, I'll make a confession to you, to you guys. You get the picture, this narrative, the more detail, the better. Now, I'm also inventing the future with my wife, because when I got back from Cozumel, I was in great shape, fabulous. The only problem is I had a problem with my leg. My calf I developed a chronic muscle thing, and it kept cramping up on me. So I haven't been running. I've gained 8 pounds in 3 months. I said to my wife the other day, I can't continue. It's making me crazy, absolutely crazy. So for me, that means I'm up to 158 pounds, which is, you know, I notice it. You know, my belt starts to feel tight, and you know, I said I'm going to be 190 pounds in a year if I don't do something. You know, so we're both, my wife and I are both changing our diets around a little bit, and I'm up the ante as we start getting into the next season. But again, let's just recap. Here's the key, guys: the fitness and everything else. My opinion. Declare it. Do it. Follow this plan that I have out behind me here. You can't miss with this. Just do a little bit every day, a little bit, whatever that means for you, right? It could be 10 minutes. Start at 10 minutes. You know, it's not going to be long before you're doing an hour. You know, of course you got to make the time too. That's the other part of it. I'm going to unmute everybody now, and we'll see. Or anyway, I'm just about out of time, and I want to just have a moment to see perhaps what some of your goals are, or for the new year. Anybody have anything to share? Here comes Cammie. Hi, Cammie.
Oh, I'm going to commit to jogging at least 15 minutes every day.
Jogging, wow, good for you.
It's going to be a slow jog, but faster than the walk I've been doing.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. I'll tell you, this changed my life, this little formula like this, because it just makes it easy. 15 minutes. You don't even have to do every day. I mean, if you do 5 times a week, you'd be in great shape, nothing flat, you know.
I'm better with that.
Pardon?
I'm better with the 5 times a week then.
I couldn't hear you, Kim.
That's actually Barbie. I'm not running. Barbie said she's better 5 days than 7 days. No, she's going to do it for 7 days.
Cammie, I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a simple approach, and I thank my friend Mike all the time. Any feedback from John or Barbie or Keith?
It's in small bites that you can start doing it.
Yes, bite-sized chunks. That's the key. Here comes Keith in. Hi, Keith. Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Now, my wife started running a little bit last night, and she started talking about doing the Gate River Run. So we were talking about starting to prepare for that, so we'll see how that works out.
Wow, you know, I forgot, but you bring up an excellent point. One of the keys to inventing the future is putting things on the calendar like your Gate River Run, you know, if that's what it's called, or, you know, or for me, a triathlon event. So you have something to look forward to, something to fall forward to, something to plan for. That sets up all your training and your practice and everything. That's a very powerful thing to do. Really, wonderful, fabulous. Yeah, it's good. Very cool. How about you, Barbie? Are you with us?
I'm sorry, it was Barbie that was talking before.
Oh, okay.
About,
Okay.
she's sitting next to me.
I got it now. I got it. So, well, listen, guys. I'm thrilled that you were here. I hope you found what I was sharing useful, and that we can all implement this year. I know I have some things that I want to do this year, and I'm going to start doing the calisthenic thing over here. I already got the run thing down pretty good, but I got to I want to get stronger. At the age 65, it can be done. It can be done. Anyway, peace, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on Thursday.